Hi guys, Derek Lovely here. I just wanted to share with you today some insight into this book that I'm reading. It's called You Are Not Your Brain by Schwartz and Rebecca Gladding, two doctors. And there's some really good stuff in here. And it's helped me a lot with understanding how desire works and how really you are not your brain. Like truly, your best self. In other words, your long-term goals, your ideal version of yourself is not what your brain wants to make you, essentially, is this book. So I like the definition of desire that they use here. The experience of wanting to avoid something unpleasant or wanting to achieve a pleasant result. So a big point in this book, from what I've read so far, is that basically we have these deceptive brain messages that our brain sends us, and it's pretty much randomly throughout the day. And if we're not aware of what's going on when it sends out that message and we act through desire, right, without being aware, consciously recognizing what our brain is doing, and we follow through, we are essentially sabotaging our own ability to move forward in life with our long-term goals, because everything that the brain produces that is a desire is working against us. It's counterproductive. And I'm going to give you guys an example, because this happened to me literally like 30 minutes ago. I got a deceptive brain message when I was working on my ebook, and I took a break. I had to get up and walk for a little bit, and I took a walk, and I was contemplating a decision that I was trying to make, and it was kind of an unpleasant decision. And not because it was like, it's a decision I need to make, but it was my brain that was trying to send me these deceptive brain messages to convince me like, hey, you don't need to make this decision. This is an unpleasant situation. Let's avoid this and move on to something that's gonna be more gratifying right now. Right, which is it ties into procrastination, guys, as well, because that's like desire kind of leads to procrastination. You're basically ignoring decisions and outcomes that you need to be focusing on to have short-term, temporary, right, satisfaction. And here we go. Which means desire and cravings are based on the momentary fluctuating signals generated by the brain. And desire, right, emanates from the basic brain drives designed to satisfy short-term goals, not the long-term goals related to your true self. And it says also that by trying to achieve momentary pleasure or rid yourself of an uncomfortable situation, you engage in actions that are not consistent with your long-term goals and values. This causes you to feel worse about yourself and the situation in the end. So this was really helpful for me, because it really is problematic for your long-term goals when you have these because desire it's like a craving. It comes up and it's like a sugar craving. It's like it really wants you to satisfy it right away. It wants you to give in and have the sugar and feel better for a minute, and then you're left with this feeling. Usually it's a feeling of guilt or remorse, or just feeling generally not good because you just gave in to this craving, and it's only helping you temporarily, and it was very, very temporary, when in the long-term goals it's really destructive. So guys, this really ties into my philosophy that your brain is not your friend. Your brain wants to sabotage you, and it wants to do it on pretty much a daily basis until you learn to be aware and step back from it. It is going to actually run your life, and I know this because I've experienced it. So these deceptive brain messages and the desire to procrastinate, all very, very counterproductive if you are trying to achieve some type of goal or if you're trying to move forward with your business and you're constantly being bombarded with these deceptive brain messages, which are working against your long-term goals. And yeah, so like I said, it's not productive for you. It's working against your better self. So the best thing to do to overcome these brain messages is to develop more awareness. The more awareness you bring into it, the more you're able to recognize what's going on with your brain and see, like, wait a minute, I have this signal coming in, but this is not going to serve me. Like, I'm recognizing it. Like, you're trying to sabotage my shit right now. You're trying to give me instant gratification, but it's not going to work because I see you. Okay, I see you, and I see that I'm going to use the smart part of my brain now to say, you're not going to serve me, so, this isn't helpful for my long-term goals. And this is where you kind of need to come up with a bypass habit, where you get your mind off that craving and kind of push it down long enough, because again, like I said, these deceptive brain messages, and like the book says, it comes in waves, right? It will arise, a craving will arise, and it's like something popping up, and you can either just kind of ignore it, like it's an advertisement that pops up on your browser. You can either just close that window, or you can click on it and be redirected somewhere else that you don't necessarily want to go, because a lot of the stuff you click on is junk and you don't really want to go there. So that's kind of a good way to think about it. So you need to, if you want to be successful and have long-term goals in place and serve yourself long-term, you really need to have this understanding that you are not friends with your brain. Now, your higher self, yes, it's important to have a really good friendship and self-confidence relationship with yourself, high self-confidence and self-esteem, and the way that you look at yourself. But you need to understand that your brain is not your best friend and will try to sabotage you, and does try to sabotage you, and it's your job to tell it to shut the hell up and move on and actually do the things that are going to serve you in the long term. I hope you found this helpful, guys, and I will talk to you very soon. Feel free to subscribe to my channel below, like this video. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you go out and have a great day.